atop Gotham City Police Department. Batman. He is a creature of the night, a symbol of fear for the guilty. His cape billowed in the wind, a dark night watching over his city. He was investigating a series of strange murders, each victim bearing wounds that defied explanation. Deep slashes, bestial in nature yet precise. This was no ordinary killer. Batman's keen mind raced, piecing together the clues. The scent of blood, the metallic tang in the air. His eyes, honed by years of training, noticed the faintest of tracks, almost invisible to the human eye. They led towards the docks, towards a world of shadows and secrets, a world Batman knew all too well. He was Wolverine, a weapon forged in the fires of a secret program. His past was a blur of pain and experimentation. The Weapon X project had grafted adamantium to his bones, laced his body with metal. They gave him claws, deadly and unbreakable, but they could not control the beast within. His healing factor kept him alive, but the memories, the rage, they haunted him. He wandered the world, seeking solace, seeking purpose. He had caught a scent, a familiar stench of metal and malice. It drew him to Gotham, a city drowning in its own darkness. Batman, a master of martial arts, had honed his body to the peak of human perfection. He was a strategist, always prepared, relying on his intellect and an arsenal of gadgets, grappling hooks, batarangs, smoke pellets, tools of the trade for a silent guardian. He moved like a phantom, striking fear into the hearts of criminals. Tonight, however, he faced an unknown entity. The reports spoke of superhuman strength, of claws that could cut through steel. He had studied the reports, analyzed the data, but nothing could truly prepare him for the encounter that awaited. Gotham's urban jungle, a labyrinth of steel and concrete, was Batman's domain. He knew every rooftop, every alleyway, every shadow. He could disappear into the night, becoming one with the darkness. His city was both his ally and his prison. Wolverine, on the other hand, was a creature of the wild. He was at home in the wilderness, in the untamed corners of the world. He thrived on instinct, on his animal senses. The concrete jungle of Gotham was a cage, but even a caged animal could be dangerous. Section 5, Clash of Titans. Their first encounter was a blur of motion. Wolverine, a whirlwind of claws and fury, attacked with primal ferocity. Batman, agile and quick, dodged and weaved, using his environment to his advantage. Batarangs flew, bouncing off walls, distracting Wolverine. Their fighting styles were a study in contrasts. Wolverine's was brutal, instinctive, relying on overwhelming force and his healing factor. Batman was all about precision, strategy, exploiting weaknesses. The air crackled with energy, each blow echoing in the empty streets. Section 6, The Bat's Gambit. Batman, realizing brute force wouldn't be enough, changed tactics. He vanished into the labyrinthine alleys, using smoke pellets to mask his movements. Wolverine, senses on high alert, stalked him, his keen animal senses cutting through the haze. He led Wolverine on a chase, through abandoned warehouses and crumbling buildings. Each trap, each carefully placed explosive, chipped away at Wolverine's stamina, forcing him to rely on his healing factor. Batman knew he couldn't defeat Wolverine, not in a straight fight. He needed to outsmart him. Section 7, A Berserker's Rage. Wolverine, frustrated by his prey's elusiveness, roared in anger. His healing factor mended his wounds, but each blow, each near miss, fueled his rage. He was a berserker, a force of nature unleashed. His senses, heightened by adrenaline, picked up the faintest trace of Batman's scent. He crashed through walls, ignoring the pain, driven by a primal need to hunt, to kill. He would drown this city in blood if he had to. Section 8, Indomitable Will. Batman, however, had prepared for this. He had studied Wolverine, knew his triggers, his patterns. He led him to a chemical plant, a maze of pipes and catwalks, the air thick with noxious fumes. He knew Wolverine's enhanced senses would be overwhelmed. He would have to rely on his other senses, senses that could be tricked, manipulated. The final confrontation was a dance on a razor's edge, a battle of wits and will. Section 9, Who Remains Standing? The air crackled with tension. Both warriors were battered, bruised, but their spirits remained unbroken. Wolverine, his senses overloaded, lashed out blindly. Batman, anticipating his move, dodged and countered. One final, desperate lunge from Wolverine. A deafening clang as metal met metal, a cloud of dust and silence. As the dust settled, only one figure remained standing.